Hello, I'm Mark Lee Greenblatt, the Inspector General for the U.S. Department of the Interior. I'd like to share with you today an important inspection report by our office regarding password security. This project is an excellent example of a team following its instincts. In an earlier examination, our Cybersecurity and Technology Division was able to crack the passwords of the department's Wi-Fi networks. Based on that earlier review, the team designed this project to specifically look into password security throughout the department. This inspection is notable for two reasons. First, our inspection uncovered significant and systemic problems with password usage throughout the department. As a result, we recommended that the Department of the Interior move toward current best practices, which are shifting away from using cumbersome and difficult to remember passwords with various characters and symbols, and gravitating toward using pass phrases and expanding what's called multi-factor authentication. And the second, and potentially more far-reaching reason why our inspection is important is this. We believe the findings in our report could reflect similar problems far beyond the Department of the Interior. We hope this report will help other agencies address potential concerns elsewhere in the government about password security. And now, I'll let the rest of the team explain this project in greater detail. Thank you.
Our oversight of the Department of the Interior, or DOI, includes testing IT security policies and practices. That's where our Cybersecurity and Technology Division comes in. Our IT inspectors look into a range of programs and systems, such as wireless network security, web and email security mandates, public cloud security, and most recently, password management practices. For this inspection, we tested the DOI's password complexity requirements to determine whether its password management and enforcement controls were effective enough to prevent a malicious actor from gaining unauthorized access to DOI computer systems by capturing and cracking user passwords.
Before we get into our findings, let me provide a little background. Passwords are stored in a secure, unintelligible format called hashes, which cannot be directly reverted back to clear text. However, if an attacker captures password hashes, they can attempt to recover the original clear text password through a process referred to as hash cracking. During this process, attackers generate potential passwords called candidates, create hashes of those candidates, and then compare the results against the captured hashes. If the candidate's hash matches the captured hash, it means the password candidate and the clear text version of the captured hash are the same. This enables the attacker to use the password to gain unauthorized access to an organization's computer systems and data. To conduct our testing, we built a system designed specifically to crack password hashes using open source software and a custom word list made up of dictionaries from multiple languages, U.S. government terminology, pop culture references, and publicly available password lists harvested from past data breaches across public and private sectors. After negotiations with the DOI to ensure its systems would be protected and that any vulnerabilities could be addressed promptly, we started our testing.
We found at the time of our testing, the DOI's management practices and password complexity requirements were not sufficient to prevent potential unauthorized access to its systems and data. Specifically, we cracked 21% of DOI's 85,000 plus user accounts, more than 18,000 passwords in total, nearly 14,000 of which we cracked in the first 90 minutes of testing. This includes passwords belonging to 3 high-level Office of the Chief Information Officer management accounts and a total of 54 senior executives department-wide, 288 accounts with elevated privileges, and 362 accounts of senior government employees. 99.99% of the accounts we cracked met the DOI's password complexity requirements, and in 1 in 21 account passwords were based on the word password.
According to the National Institute of Standards and Technology, relying on usernames and passwords alone greatly increases the risk to computer systems because it is much easier for an attacker to obtain passwords than it is to obtain physical tokens or biometrics. For that reason, multi-factor authentication has been required on federal information systems for more than 2 decades. We found that the DOI did not consistently implement multi-factor authentication on its systems. Our recommendations included increased use of multi-factor authentication, and where that is not possible, moving away from traditional passwords in favor of lengthier passphrases. Although randomized passwords, such as those consisting of 12 characters using uppercase, lowercase, digits, and special characters, appear to be complex, they are often hard for users to remember, but easy for a computer to crack. In contrast, passphrases, which are a series of unrelated words, are much easier for a human to remember and are not as susceptible to hash cracking methods. Since the time of our initial testing, additional government mandates have been published that align with our findings, but include new deadlines for implementation.
Over-reliance on passwords can have catastrophic consequences because passwords are a prime target for malicious actors attempting to gain unauthorized access to sensitive data. If a malicious actor compromises an account with elevated privileges, such as an account of a system administrator, the attacker may be able to upload malware, steal sensitive data, add or delete users, change system configurations, and alter logs to conceal his or her actions. Once implemented, the recommendations we provided to the department to correct the weaknesses we identified in our testing will help the department to better secure its systems. For more detailed information on our findings and recommendations, I invite you to read our report, which is linked in the description of this video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel to continue learning about how DOI OIG is making an impact.